me share this thing. I'm tripping. I forgot what
Did you find the joint?
What?
Team joint.
Nah. All right, we live. They got us live, brother.
Already?
Yeah, man. We fine.
Oh, man.
Good
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our coffee conversation. It's always a pleasure. My name is Craig, recovery coach, certified, and it's good to be here today.
Hey, welcome everybody. Calvin Recovery Center, man. I'm one of your grateful recovery coaches. My name is Mike. What's going on with y'all out there in the world today? Give us some little color, man. I'm a little more bright. I got a little juice up in me, man. I get vitamin C. We're a little better than that.
So we're going to talk about why structure and routine are important in recovery. This is Captain Recovery Center, and so this coffee conversation is basically centered around some type of coping skills dealing with recovery. All right? And so this is brought to you by gatewayfoundation.org.
All right.
Yeah, and so
it's good stuff. Structure, routine.
Structure and routine.
Structure, routine, man.
Yeah. And so once we click on to that, it'll start scrolling.
Yeah.
At the bottom. Yeah, that's an old DVD player. See anybody walk across the street?
Y'all remember them
back in the day?
Back in the day, DVD.
Low budget DVD.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, we come to you live. And so, want to read on?
Yeah, we're going to start us off, man. Get it rolling.
So it says, structure and routine are key components of a successful recovery from a substance use disorder. Without a healthy routine to follow, it can be easy to fall back into old habits and a dysfunctional lifestyle. Recovery from an addiction can provide the perfect opportunity to reset other areas of your life as well.
Perfect opportunity
to reset, all right?
I like that.
Other areas of your life as well. So that covers a variety of things when you think about where you have come from and the journey you're on. These new healthier habits you develop can help you feel empowered during your recovery journey. All right, so there are 6 bullets I believe we're going to touch on.
Yeah.
The benefits of structure and routine in recovery, key components of a schedule for sobriety, the challenges of maintaining routines, Mike word right there, maintaining, achieving balance with your routine, tips for establishing a routine in recovery, and the last one talks about treatment for addiction from Gateway Foundation.
Good stuff.
All right.
So we're going to go into number 1. We're going to I want to get all these in. They look like some real good stuff. So remember, we talk about on the lower third, it talks about the importance of routines, structure, why structure and routines are important in recovery. Like literally, it's very important. So the first one, it says it helps you to establish a new normal. So beginning a recovery journey can be a scary new step for many people struggling with an addiction. Getting used to a new routine can replace your feelings of fear with feelings of stability. Routine provides a sense of security when your life may feel like it's been turned upside down or when you feel especially vulnerable. Developing new habits can help you feel like you're replacing your substance use disorder with new healthy practices. You got to replace them. I say it all the time. If you don't put something in this place, then you have what I call dormant places. And if you don't put something in this place, you're going to have a lot of dormant places. All right. So it says one study found that it took 66 days on average for people to form habits that become an automatic part of their routine. It was funny that we're reading this. They was doing a PowerPoint at the breakfast we was at this morning, and they talked about, setting an alarm clock to get up. And I mentioned to one of my coworkers, I mentioned to Ashley that I don't use an alarm clock. So she said, well, how do you get up at the same time every day? I said, it's automatic. It became such an automatic routine that we joined in and everything. All right.
Yes, sir. You get your chair.
So we joined in.
Sit right here. Sit right here.
You mind being on camera or not?
Nah, it's cool.
You sure?
Yeah, I love being on camera.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You must be
No, I know YouTube right now.
Okay, all right.
All right. So
good job. So
where we at? All right. Where we at? Number Sean, where we at?
we have number one on the bottom. Let's take that clip off right here. What's your name, man?
Williston Jameson.
Wilson. Welcome, man, to a coffee conversation.
We got the coffee. We got the conversation.
We got the conversation.
All right.
We got a brother here. He's here. He's gonna join us and he's gonna participate.
Oh, what I was talking about, we're talking about it helps you establish a new normal. It helps you establish a new normal. We're talking about structure, why structure and routines are important in recovery. Like you got to have some type of structure and you have to have a routine. So what I was mentioning, it says one study found that it took 66 days on average for people to form habits that become automatic. And I was mentioning that I told my coworker when they were doing a teaching or PowerPoint, and they mentioned setting an alarm clock to get up. And I said, I don't use an alarm clock, and I get up at the same time every morning. She said, how? I said, it became automatic. But I created that habit of getting up at that particular time. So now, even without a clock, my body is conditioned to know that it's that time. It's that time. But when you create habits, positive habits, I'm just using that as an example, that a habit has to become automatic. In recovery, when you create a new positive habit, it takes root when it becomes automatic. So you may find that after your first 2 months of sobriety, your new routine begins to feel more instinctive and familiar. It starts to be like, boom, it become automatic. Like, you know what I mean? You know you got to do this, you know you got to do that. It has to become of your new lifestyle. It has to be something that you establish, what's called a new norm.
New norm. You notice how you say, you put emphasis on it.
It got it, because you can't like try to hope it come to fruition by just overnight. It takes practice. Right? It takes practice. The more you practice of doing a routine, then you know what I mean, the more it becomes instinctive.
Right.
All right.
So we're gonna talk about number two. We moving on?
Let's do it, man.
Right, number two. It says it helps you exercise self-control.
All right.
Recovering from a substance use disorder is not simply a matter of willpower. Addiction is a disease that must be treated properly. After the initial stages of addiction recovery, self-control becomes an important component of your long-term success. It says self-control.
Self-control.
Temptation will come, and when it does, self-discipline can help you resist the temptation. And so after recovery from any substance use disorder, it's an exercise of self-control. It's like working a muscle.
Yeah.
And so they say the mind is the biggest muscle that one has.
That's right.
If you train it and exercise it, it becomes repetitive. Self-control isn't something you can muster up whenever needed. It's more like a muscle. Oh, man. You can exercise according to psychologists. This is encouraging to people in recovery because it means you can build up willpower so it's there when you need it. Resisting the urge to stay in bed too late or eat an unhealthy snack at night can help you be better prepared to resist the temptation to use drugs or alcohol. I like the fact that they use the word urges. And so it says that, okay, we are in recovery. That don't mean that the urges
gonna go away.
And so they're gonna come, you know, here and there, but you let it build up.
But the more you do that, the last time I literally used anything was August 2009, right? But the more I exercised that self-control when that urge came, and how I exercised it, I stood on my spiritual foundation. I had I had mentors. I called them people I had in my circle. So that was early on, right? But the more I relied on them and depending upon the self-control to resist this particular urge, the stronger I became. So the more I got away from it, you know, while my friends and all of them kept going back, I'm like, nah, I'm going that way. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know what it was going to end up being. I didn't think about being a recovery coach, counselor. I didn't think about none of that, right? I'm just saying that the farther the more times I resisted, the stronger I became. When it came again, like now, if it was to come to me now, which it doesn't, it won't even have a shot. Like I'll be like, that would be a dumb idea to give into that urge, you know what I'm saying? But that didn't just come overnight. That took time. It says a key point is it helps you exercise. You got to exercise that thing. That means you got to work on it. The more, because when you think and you get in recovery that all the thoughts and the cravings and stuff just gonna go away, I don't even want to lie to you. That's not actually true. Periodically down the road, they won't be as extensive or hard. You know what I mean? So you got to remember, you got to exercise that. Number 3. Let's do number 3. You want to read?
No.
All right. I got it. If you want to talk or anything, you just let me know. It can improve your self-esteem and mental health. Self-esteem issues, is that up there? Yeah. Self-esteem issues can contribute to and result from a substance use disorder. A comprehensive approach to addiction recovery should include therapy to help people address those roots issues and encourage healthier self-talk. In addition to therapy, establishing a constructive routine can be an excellent way to help people improve their mental health or raise their self-esteem. Establishing a structured routine is very important, man. One of the things that I stick to, that I started early in my recovery process, was setting boundaries. Now, when I say setting boundaries, I established a particular boundary that I wouldn't cross, right? So when other people, again, I'm using my own friends, because everybody got friends that still do whatever that you used to do, right? When they would want to go do something, I made up a boundary, what I call my turf. Yeah. So what that means is I can be with you and talk to you and we can do something, but it's going to be on where I'm comfortable. I'm not coming on where you comfortable. Yeah. But that was me establishing a constructive routine. That was me setting my boundaries, like this is what I'm going. And then after you establish those or construct that routine and you tell people about it, they start to understand it. Like my friends now, when we want to do something, I can't make this up. 2 days ago, my friends called me. They wanted everybody to get together. So they was like, can we do a Super Bowl? Can we do this Super Bowl party at your house? So they said, I said, okay. But you see how they said, we know you ain't going to come where we are. Right. So how about we do something at your house? Right. Which in turn, they know they can't do certain stuff at my house. They no brown paper bag. They know that. They know that. But that's cool because after you establish that routine, your people who care about you will respect it. That's, you know what I'm saying? They didn't say, nah. So you got to understand, you got to establish a structure or constructive routine. Consider the confidence boost you feel when you get up early to exercise and when you reach a goal you've been striving towards. Lots of little victories and adhering to a schedule can help you feel in control and accomplished. These positive feelings can help tremendously. When you're experiencing a new level of vulnerability and giving up substances you may have relied on to mask or forget self-esteem issues. That means when a lot of people use things to try to hide the issues they're going through. But realistically, after you come down off the drug, the thing you tried to hide away from or get away from is still gonna be there. Absolutely. After you done came down the stuff that's you might have self-esteem issues and stuff. You try to forget about it or mask it. It says mask or forget. They still gonna be there. So that's why when we're here at Capital Recovery Center, we try to help people develop coping skills to deal with those situations. Because realistically, after you come off the drug, whatever you try to hide, mask, or forget, it's gonna still be there. All right.
There's a lot of underlying issues.
All right. You all right?
All right, we're gonna talk about number 4. This is very important.
Hey, if anybody out there, remember we do this meeting every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Y'all can come in. You don't have to be on camera. He's not shy, but you can come in and you can sit right here off camera and still participate in the group. This is a virtual group and an in-person group. Only person who feels comfortable on camera can get on camera, so don't be intimidated. That's what I'm telling you. You can come to the meeting, but we'll have you sitting over here where you're not on camera.
Non-judgmental.
Non-judgmental, man. We ain't in it to get winning.
All right. So number 4 talks about it helps you avoid boredom. So we talked about it can improve your self-esteem. We talked about self-control. Now we're going to talk about how structure and routine can help you avoid boredom.
Nice.
All right. It says another way structure promotes long-term sobriety is in preventing boredom, an issue that can trigger a relapse. As I was reading this earlier, I thought about my supervisor when I was in the TC program, the therapeutic community. And so when I was in there, he said, you notice why people in recovery is always doing something. They staying busy.
Yeah.
I said, nah, I don't know, what that mean? He said, people who you see in recovery that's always doing something busy, keep their mind off of using drugs.
Yeah.
And so because they know the importance.
Boredom. If I can
stay bored,
I gotta change something. Yo, but that's good because even now, going on 14 years away from it, right? If I find myself I'll tell my wife, yo, I'm getting bored. And I gotta do something. We gotta, listen. Like, even though I'm like, hey, man, I don't know if we gotta build a snowman. But I recognize, hold on, man. I'm getting bored. Yeah, we want to build a clubhouse. We want to do something. But that's good though. You gotta recognize that.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, I can't sit and get bored, man.
Like when I was incarcerated, they used to say, man, don't sit in the cell. Come out, go to the yard. Go do something because you're not messing around and let them 4 walls close in on you.
Yeah.
You may lose it up there.
Yeah.
But so let's move up right along. It says the feeling of aimlessness can motivate a person to look to drugs or alcohol as an activity to fill their time or add excitement to their days. A feeling of walking around being aimless. We used to call it walking around just floating. Airheads. We used to call them airheads. People who just aimless, no purpose. They're not motivated, nothing constructive.
Yeah.
All right. A lack of structure with too much free time creates a dangerous dynamic for people in recovery.
Dangerous dynamic. The woe is me, and that's another. When you get when you put certain things together, it's a dangerous dynamic. When you always thinking it's everything against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that and boredom, that's a dangerous dynamic.
Stinking thinking.
Yes, stinking thinking. When you get
that's stinking.
Yeah. You gotta avoid that boredom when you're sitting around and you say, I'm bored, I ain't got nothing. You gotta avoid that, y'all. Gotta avoid it. It's very important. What else we got here?
If you use substance to combat boredom in the past, it's especially critical you create a schedule that would help you avoid long stretches of time with nothing to do.
Yeah.
A schedule for sobriety should include constructive habits like attending therapy sessions, along with fun activities like hobby, staying busy. There we go. Staying busy can help you improve your life in many ways and actively avoid the circumstances that could trigger a relapse. Like my man here, he came to group.
That's right. And the weather is not too good out. He could have been like, man, you know what? Bad weather.
I'm playing hook.
Yeah.
But he chose.
But he's structuring his life.
Yeah,
but that's when people succeed, when he's creating a structure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like, okay, I already know this day I'm doing this.
I'm working on something.
But that's how people succeed when you start to structure your life. But I like what it says, avoid long stretches of time with nothing to do. You get bored. You get bored. A long stretch of time, you're sitting there like, man. And then it talked about if you use substance to combat that in the past. Before, when I was bored, let me call my man and go get me something. Right? So now that boredom kick in. Now that's why I was talking about earlier that you have to put something in its place. I built up my spiritual foundation, right? I started building up my spiritual foundation. So when I took all the old stuff I used to do out of my life, I replaced it with something. It's something positive. It has to go. If you just leave it there with nothing to do, you're gonna sit there and eventually your mind gonna talk to you and say, man, you know what to do. Stop playing. And and you got more money now. So it's like, and you got money to spend. So it's even worse. So you gotta remember, try to avoid. Staying busy is very crucial.
What's the name of that group? The Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto
Boys. A song called Mind Playing Trick Song. You don't want your mind to play a trick song.
Number 5.
Number 5.
It can improve your physical health. When you adapt a more consistent schedule, you may notice your physical health improves. A better sleep schedule alone can make a significant difference in your energy levels during the day and your overall health. During the first week of sobriety, especially, insomnia can be a common issue. Practicing good sleep hygiene during recovery can help you overcome the initial insomnia and start enjoying restful nights. Restful nights. So somebody comment. All right, hey, Miss Debbie. All right, thank you. She said that's 100.
Okay. She said 100.
All right. So it says better eating habits and exercise can also help improve your health. People who have dealt with substance use disorder often have other co-occurring health issues, conditions such as diabetes, hypertension. That's true. A healthy diet and exercise can help with these conditions. Improving your physical health can also help reverse some of the aging effects of drugs and alcohol, helping you feel more useful and vibrant. So we try to think about that. We try to figure out how health, the physical health part is important, because when we're actively using, right, doctors, going to the doctors is not happening. I'm not getting no checkups. I'm not. So when we come off of it, now we find out we got all these. I remember I went to the doctor and it was like, man, you got this and you got, I'm like, no, I ain't got none of that. They say you do so, but I haven't been to the doctor since so long that, you know what I mean, you don't even know. So that's why your physical health, the more you take care of your physical health, the better you. I'm not 100% in the best shape that I could possibly be, but considering all the life that I used to live, I'm good. Like I have no complaints.
Especially when it comes to diet.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times, as it says, a lot of people we don't really care less about diabetes and hypertension, like you said. Like we don't even go visit a doctor.
We don't go to the doctor.
But when we looking back on our eating habits, I wake up, I might get me a bag of chips. Might get me some cookies.
That's breakfast, man.
You know, instead of getting me a full course meal, you know, some fruit and vegetables. And so like hypertension, that plays a major role, especially those who use stimulants to get high, because that speed up your heart rate. So a lot of times people be wondering why they think it's just salt. Nah, man, you was out there messing with
a lot of
other stuff that contribute to that.
Coffee, cigarette.
Cigarette. That's
good
another
stuff, man. Nicotine,
nicotine.
caffeine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can go overboard with it if you don't regulate it. Yeah. That's why we're talking about it.
You sound like you've been in groups before.
Yeah,
man.
All right, what we got here? Key components
of a schedule for sobriety. All right, it says maintain a schedule during recovery can help you along your journey.
Love this.
All right, scheduling. But what should the schedule look like? Good question. That answer might look different for each person. This is why it's important to discuss your schedule with a counselor who can help you determine what routines you would be most beneficial to you. All right.
All right.
not you would, but it would be most beneficial to you.
Yeah.
Some components of a healthy routine include, all right,
Sleep. Get some good sleep.
good sleep. I'm gonna read one. Mike gonna read one.
Let's go.
My main man right here, he might take on one. But let's see. Sleep, having a regular bedtime and wake up time in place can help your body get in tune with your circadian rhythm. Ooh, that's a big one right there. Or internal clock. This can help you sleep better at night and feel more rested during the day. Proper sleep also allows your body to restore itself physically and mentally.
Exercise.
Exercise.
These are key components we're talking about here. Exercise is an important means of maintaining physical fitness and overall health. I'm light heavy today.
Light heavy. Exercise.
Research also demonstrates that exercise can help a person maintain their sobriety. You don't need to spend all your time at the gym. Simply incorporating some exercise into your daily and weekly routine is a smart move. I try to get on the treadmill about 30, 45 minutes. Then I hit the weights. Today I'm light heavy. I'm going heavy, then I'm gonna come down.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll work out.
All right, sound good.
All right, next.
Personal hygiene.
All right.
You want to try one?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Personal hygiene. Basic hygiene like bathing, brushing, and flossing your teeth should have a place in your daily routine, but you do not have to stop here. Consider scheduling time for a relaxing bubble bath every now and then, or adapting a regular skincare routine. Everything that helps you feel your best.
That's right. Feel
A nice
good.
bubble bath. Now that's for
All right.
the macho guys. You ain't
It's
got
all
to
right,
tell a female to take a nice bubble bath or go get a massage. Me and my wife, we try a few times, couple massages.
Yeah, we did that
in the same room.
together, y'all.
Yeah, and man, you know,
We did that like last month, I think we did.
that's so
I
relaxing.
fell asleep. He woke me up. Man, come on, man, wrap it up, man.
Wrap it up.
Sleep
So
over there.
Shower too, guys.
Shower,
Nice
too.
shower. That's
Nice
right.
shower.
Nice.
Anything, it says right here,
That's right.
anything that helps you feel better.
Anything
So everybody's thing might be different.
different.
So that's why it says anything that helps you. So it doesn't stipulate. It's about you. What makes you feel better?
Absolutely.
All right.
I like that. Nice shower, nice hot, not too hot. All right. Healthy meals. Eating nutritious meals at regular times can go a long way towards helping you restore your health. If you had unhealthy eating habits before, you may need to learn about nutrition and get some help planning meals so you don't end up defaulting to unhealthy habits.
All right.
All right.
Support meetings in the early days of your recovery treatment will be an important part of your days. Even when you're formally finished receiving treatment for your addiction, you still need to go to ongoing support groups like this. Attending addiction recovery support meetings is an important part of the routine for anyone in recovery. That's why we tell y'all coffee and conversation meeting you can watch online or you can come in person. Because after you finish your formal treatment or during, you still need this type of support. It's something that's going on. And again, I can't stress it enough. This stuff helped me in my going on August, but it's coming next year will be 14 years. And I still feed on the same thing that helps me keep my sobriety intact. So support meetings is very important, not just for me, it's for everybody.
Everybody.
Work.
Talk about some work.
Good. Good.
All right, I'll take it. You want to take the next one?
Yeah, I got you.
Which one you want? You want
Sure.
the work or you want the short board?
Yeah, I'm about to say spiritual practice.
Okay, I'll give you the short board. Okay. Work, we're going to talk about work. If you have a job, you also need to build your schedule around your work commitments.
Mm-hmm.
The same is true if you are a student. If your addiction prevented you from holding a job or attending school before, but you are now able to work, a routine will help you find the right balance between work and personal life.
Nice.
All right?
Chores.
Chores.
Daily and weekly chores are a normal part of life, but they can become overwhelming when you don't factor them into your routine.
Mm-hmm.
Consider making checklists for basic tasks like taking out the trash or sweeping. When you complete the chore, you can check it off and feel a sense of accomplishment. Celebrate even the smallest of victories.
Yes, sir.
Spiritual practices. Recovery should involve your whole person. That means you should commit to your spiritual and emotional well-being in ways that are meaningful to you. This may include religion, how you say it?
Religious.
Well, I can't say
Religious. Yeah.
Reading or prayer, meditation, and spiritual reading, journaling, or time spent in nature. Identify activities, find restorative, I guess.
That's right.
Or consider trying something that's new. Others recommend for spiritual fulfillment.
Nice.
Right.
Spiritual
Put
practice.
my words together.
Spiritual practice. You know what I mean? You did good, man. So now we're gonna talk about hobbies and fun activities.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I run into some things that I need to work on. A routine shouldn't be all work and no play. If you have hobbies that feel to the wayside during your addiction, it's time to get back into these hobbies. Or maybe it's time to try a new hobby. All right? And so I don't have one that in particular, but
Basketball.
Basketball for Mike.
She said, yes, do that, brother. Miss Debbie said.
Do that thing. Okay. She encouraged me right there.
Thank you, Miss Debbie.
That's right. And so my thing is, I like to play chess when I find a good person I can whoop on, like Mike. Young brother right here.
I do a lot of fishing.
You do a lot of fishing.
All right.
All right.
Go,
What's
man.
up, man? What's up? Maybe you teach me a couple things too. I'll throw that rod out there.
Social time. Social time with friends and family can enrich a person's life greatly and provide vital support during recovery. However, it's important to note you should only spend social time with supportive friends and family who are not using substances. Otherwise, you could increase your risk of relapse. So you want to remember that.
All right.
And yeah, that'll be it probably. You want to do them or not?
Now we go.
You good?
That's your cover.
But yeah, that's what we was going over when we was talking about the structure. Is very important. I'll put it on the screen for you. I'll take it out the lower third. So why structure and routines are important in recovery. And again, it's very important because all of those things we went over is very important. So share this video for other people so they can look at it later on their own time. But the structure and the routine part is something that's needed. It's not something for, sometimes people think it's only needed in early recovery. That's not true. And a lot of times people say, well, he might not be telling the truth, right? Just to say, if you want to ask if I live a structured and a routine life, you can ask my wife. She lives with me. I still have a structure. And that keeps me out of trouble because I have a structured life and I set boundaries for myself that I don't test myself and see, well, let me see if I can hang out with this or be around them. That's actually, to me, is stupid, right? I'm not going to test myself and see, will I smoke or drink if I'm hanging with them? That's not good structure or routine. If you structure your life and go through these steps that we're saying, we're not saying that this is the only structure and routine you need. We're just telling you that structure and routine is needed.
And especially when you are striving for goals.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a goal-oriented person and you are striving to achieve these goals, and a lot of times we start projects and sometimes we don't finish it. So if we start something, let's start working on to accomplish them to our fullest. And if we find ourselves struggling in some areas, always reach out to a recovery coach such as Mike or myself. And
hey, y'all can call us at 856-391-7449 or 1-800-236-2448. And you know we're always here to help you if you need any type of services. Don't forget that we're here 5 o'clock, right?
5 o'clock tonight.
5 o'clock.
My team, man,
6 o'clock, right?
6 o'clock will be gratitude.
All right.
Tuesday.
Gratitude Tuesdays and Thursday at 1 o'clock, all recovery meetings. Thank y'all for your support. Thank our brother for attending our meeting.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
Keep your word.
He told us he was coming last week.
Last week.
Structure and routine.
Wow.
Last week. And the weather is pouring down raining. He could have said, you know what? I know what I said, but the weather's bad. but he still came
Showed
because
up.
he's trying to develop his structure and his routine. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank
All
you,
right.
Miss Debbie, and everybody that was online.
Take care.
All right. It's good stuff, man.